3, 2, 1, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery with the Hubble Space Telescope.
Oh, my.
Yes, it is a piece of space history with the obviously major connection to Houston, but the retired shuttle Discovery is on display in Virginia at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. Now there's a push to bring that shuttle home to H-Town. But to make that happen, Congress has to sign off. Then there's a question about money and logistics.
Yeah, that's what they mean when they say it takes an act of Congress. Our partners at the Houston Business Journal getting exclusive details about the plan. Space reporter Jishnu Nair heard from the Smithsonian, so Jishnu, you spoke directly with them. What'd they tell you?
So, Ron Sherman, thanks for having me. The Smithsonian confirmed this week to us that rough costs to move that shuttle would be around $300 million to $400 million. Now, the museum hasn't quite clarified how that money would be broken down, but they did say that the distance between DC and Houston are contributing factors to why it costs so much money. Now, we've just been hearing, though, from a GOP aide that they've seen a significantly lower price tag on that bid to move Discovery, so this is still very much in flux, and we're waiting to hear more.
A lot of questions. Just how big is the bill to move the shuttle, and what does that entail?
For sure, Ron. So this started with the senator's bill, and as far as we're aware, this is pretty much a taxpayer-funded expense. The most recent cost language we've seen is from the Senate Commerce Committee in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and that sets aside $85 million for the move Discovery. Now, not more than $5 million of that money is supposed to be used for transportation, which is around the estimate that the GOP has provided us to date.
Okay, so who, taxpayers I presume, will have to foot the bill, and who approves the cost?
So that's going to go through Congress this weekend, as they're supposed to be voting on the provisions in the Big Beautiful Act. So this is still very much in flux, very much up in the air, and it's certainly a busy weekend on Capitol Hill where we're likely to learn the fate of Discovery.
And here's a good question. How do you move that thing? I know, very carefully, but seriously, how do you move it?
Well, Ron, Space Shuttle Discovery is 122 feet long with a 70-foot wingspan, so it'll be a little bit more complicated than moving the car out of the garage. The Smithsonian has said that since the Boeing 747 shuttle carrier aircraft, which is actually on display at Space Center Houston right now, is retired, Discovery would likely have to move by air or by barge, which checks out with what Senator John Cornyn told us at Space Center Houston last week. Either way, though, there would have to be some form of land transport, and that actually means a lot of trees would have to be cleared just for the shuttle to start its journey out of Washington, D.C., if approved.
It's expensive, and it ain't easy, but it would be fabulous. All right, Jishnu Nair with our partners at the Houston Business Journal. Thank you so much for joining us today.